Do you remember those memes on Facebook that show up and they talk about everything I learned about opera?
Oh, yes. Yes.
Everything I know about classical music.
Yeah.
I learned from Warner Brothers cartoons. That is not a joke. I did.
Yep.
Step into my shop. Let me cut your mop gracefully. Mel Blanc was a genius. Anyway, if you'd like to hear stuff that sounds as funny as Mel Blanc, good luck. Find the DVDs of
There's my picture.
I know. I got to tell you, that's one of the all-time great sells ever.
To Mel Blanc. Yeah, it is.
It is just perfect. And when you die, I'm stealing it.
When I die, you can have it.
Yep. Because you may not go to Texas. Sorry, Tanya Tucker reference for 20 art. Where was I? Have I told people to like, subscribe, and follow us? Because if you do that sort of stuff, it looks really good to the algorithms on the interweb.
Just now, yes.
Okay, good. So we've got that covered. If you want to leave a message, you can leave it wherever you find us.
Mm-hmm.
Generally outside the bar in the gutter at Butler's. And if you have
we
a
won't have had much to drink.
No, it doesn't take actually, we probably just fell over going in because we're old. And honestly, you know those lines, if I knew I was going to live this long, I'd have taken better care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Waylon lied he would not, and no one would, because, especially guys, the fact that any guy lives past 18 is providence.
Right. I mean, it's proof that a God exists. And
there has to be, because otherwise we'd be dead.
Or we should be.
And if you have something
based on the laws of physics alone.
Exactly. And brain matter. Because if you get two or more guys together, any idea sounds terrific.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, no. Mull that over for a second. Any idea.
No, we'll just wait till just before the elevator crashes and we'll jump up.
Oh. I can beat that train.
Hold my beer and watch this.
Exactly. Oh, that's why Jackass was a TV show, okay? Let's see. Like, subscribe, follow. You can leave comments where you found us on the interweb. Oh, and if you have a longer missive, a longer question, comment, conundrum, or snark, or if you say have a story you'd like to share with us, TITR@netradio.network. You can also snail mail it to Scott's house. Let me give you the address and phone.
This is true, really news with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
Good, because I couldn't really, because
I can give most of your address.
I know you live somewhere in the cities.
Yeah, there we go.
North End. Your high school looks like a prison. Could be Anoka.
Yeah, it does. It might as well be.
Could be any high school built after 1980.
From interestingfacts.com. Tony doesn't actually know my address, so never mind all that.
I don't. But, if you just send it to, like,
Idiot
Minnesota, care of Scott,
they'll know.
They'll find it.
The internet is unfathomably vast. But it's
vast,
also
you say?
Vast.
That's what I said. Vast.
Oh, I thought you said fast. Yes, I say vast.
Well, it's supposed to be, but at my house it's iffy, especially when the girls are over.
More like half fast.
Yeah. But
it's also quite small. In fact, a researcher in 2006 found that in physical terms, it only weighed about 50 grams, roughly the same as 3 large strawberries. The estimate was updated to 141 grams in 2000.
Whoa.
What?
Strawberries?
Yeah, strawberries.
Straw.
Oh, who'd eat that?
Carry on.
And as the internet continues,
I blame it on the painkillers. Mine's not yours.
You want the oxy he promised me?
Please. I can I can go down to the park. $50.
My cheek hurts. Anyway,
my face hurts. Wait. Sorry.
It's killing me.
But thank you.
As the internet continues to grow exponentially, we can assume it's well on its way to the equivalent of a whole crate of strawberries. What's actually being weighed in that calculation, by the way, are the electrons inside the computer servers that make the internet run.
Huh?
Because electrons have mass. The weight of that energy is considerably heavier than that of the actual stored data on the internet itself, which in 2007 was measured as low as 0.2 millionths of an ounce. About the same as the smallest grain of sand you can imagine.
I got it. Okay.
Okay, there we are.
I'm sorry. Were you imagining or?
Yes, I was. That was me
Need a little
imagining.
more fiber in your diet. I couldn't tell.
There are at least 100 million internet servers in existence, and their weight, is a lot when you combine them. These are all estimations, of course. The internet is growing at a rapid pace, and any calculations of its size, whether in terms of the information contained therein or the actual mass of the infrastructure, could quickly become outdated. Well, let's just say they do. Even so, the disparity between how simultaneously big and tiny the web can seem by different measurements remains striking. I'm just waiting for the first chocolate-dipped internet.
That would be way better than anything they've said. So why? I have an idea, Wolford.
Let's compare it to strawberries.
Forget the oatmeal. Let's go waste stuff that don't matter.
Right.
Although now there'll be a whole nother niche business.
Yeah.
Is your server overweight?
That's great. We could get zeros and one Zempic. That's pretty clever. I
don't know with zeros and one annex, but okay. 23-year-old Nicholas Coffey last fall couldn't resist bragging on social media about his new Mercedes-Benz.
Oh, nice.
I mean, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Really? I wouldn't.
Well, I wouldn't brag about his.
No, that'd be silly.
Yeah.
It did do one great thing. It made it easier for cops to track him down, according to Fox News. Yeah. That light you see is in fact the train.
I'm watching carefully.
Coffey and an accomplice used the stolen car to break into other vehicles in Deltona, Florida. On those residential streets, it was early morning. They stopped at a gas station, and there he was captured on surveillance video. So you buy a new Mercedes because you're a good thief, and then the stupid gene takes over. Volusia County detectives caught up with him the next morning. He's been arrested. He was arrested on multiple charges.
Oh, good.
He's a dumb one, after all.
From the Flathead Beacon Police Blotter.
Not too bright, maybe at least he's tall.
12:58 a.m. Some adults.
Hang on.
What?
Finally, a bit of normalcy. Go ahead.
12:58 a.m. Some adults were participating in adult activities in their parked car. They were advised to relocate.
Yeah, I hate when that happens. I hated when that happens.
Yeah, back to the front seat.
It's like, oh, I can't wait till I'm old enough to have a place of my own because this is stupid.
Right.
And your back hurts even when you're a kid.
2:15 a.m. A man called 911 to report that his neighbors had see-through curtains and he could see their daughter doing inappropriate things that he thought should be stopped. Once he got all the pictures he needed.
And she did them over and over and over. Almost every night.
And he kept sending over dollars in big stacks. Here you go.
Meantime, the neighbors with the see-through drapes called police about a voyeur.
Exactly.
Located next door.
Perhaps he really failed to tell the
Now
cops
I want to watch Rear Window. I hope you're happy.
that house was
look it up and don't, not the Christopher Reeves one, the one with
the other one.
Jimmy Durante. You see Jimmy Durante in the film. Good night, Mrs. Calabash. Wherever you are. No, Jimmy Stewart.
The guy failed to tell the cops that they were at the other end of the block, of course.
And the Princess of Monaco.
Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true.
Back when she was still Grace Kelly.
Grace Jones?
Grace Slick was more of the Grace Slick was more of the Princess of San Francisco.
Oh my.
And Grace Jones was
married to
stunning is what she was.
Yeah, that's true.
Otter uprising tale from Michelle.
Hang on, I'm not done yet.
Why not?
8:40 a.m. A few houses in California.
Sorry, Michelle. I wanted to use the story, but he wouldn't let me.
You can use it in a minute.
Yeah, that's what he always says. And
A
then we
few
run out
houses
of
in
time.
Kalispell were egged overnight. 8:51 a.m. A man took some drugs and then single-handedly fought the devil.
Well, egging houses overnight.
Thank you for your service, sir.
Did he win?
We're hoping. 9:10 p.m. Two men stole large watermelons from a grocery store.
They were probably doing it for the devil.
What was interesting about this is it was titled by the guy who writes this up,
Yeah.
Watermelony Felony. I thought, that's nice. But
That's
how
not
many
bad.
would you have to steal to get to a felony? I mean, it's $2,500, isn't it? Is it still?
Is it $2,500?
It used to
Hang
be.
on. I have at my disposal a computer that is more powerful than anything used in the Apollo spacecraft when they went to the moon.
And they had a problem.
How much money?
It's a felony.
How do you spell money?
Money.
Consecrates a felony.
This felony has been consecrated.
According to Google AI,
Yeah.
in Minnesota, it's sold for $500.
Really?
Well, now we're going to have to look. Oh, hang on. Let's see. Yes. In Minnesota, generally over $500. Texas, it is over $2,500.
Okay.
Anything between 1,000 or 10,000 is a Class C felony in Maine. Anything over 10 grand is Class B. And federal, it's $1,000 for embezzlement of public property or money.
Okay.
Huh. Who knew?
9:13 a.m. A naked man was pushing a refrigerator down the sidewalk.
Makes one wonder why.
9:34 a.m. The latest altercation in a 7-month fight between two neighbors involved egging each other's cars.
Well, there you are.
I think I now know something about what happened in the previous egging.
Yeah. Yeah.
And finally,
Thank you.
11:06 a.m. Dispatch heard a loud sound
Were they near
On
a
a night-
car?
on a 911 call that turned out to be an accidental dial from a chiropractic office.
It's better than the crunchy sound I make. So, okay.
Yeah, exactly. Crack.
From my sister-in-law, Michelle. She's my favorite sister-in-law in Colorado, by the way.
That's nice.
She is the mother of my favorite niece and one of my favorite nephews.
You only have one niece, right?
You know, you and Belle just won't let it go, will you?
We can't.
Well, she can. You can't. She came to the conclusion, well, it's better than not being.
Right?
A child was dragged off a dock and underwater in a rare attack by a river otter. At a marina in Washington State last week, the Washington Department of Fish and Wildlife report.
Seriously.
Mhm.
How big was this child?
How big was this otter? We think he was ganged up because, you know, he had tattoos and
Oh, yeah. Probably
Little-
a lit cigarette.
little leather jacket. Otter pulled the young, probably made out of otter. Otter pulled the young child underwater with the mom still at the dock in Bremerton Marina. Moments later, the otter resurfaced and the mom rescued her kid out of the water, but the animal continued the attack because I'm guessing he was probably not only ganged up, but a little snorted up.
Oh, yeah. You know how that can be. They've been doing the dried
You know,
seaweed thing.
you get a drugged up otter, you don't know what you're going to get.
It gets odder and odder.
The animal continued biting the mother's arm. Stop it. Kept chasing the family as they tried to get off the dock. The child was left with scratch. If he'd had help, if he'd have planned this attack better, he'd have been better. The child was left with scratches and bites on the top of her head, as well as on her face and legs, taken to a local hospital. Officials described the injuries as minor. Department of Fish and Wildlife Sergeant Ken Balaz praised the mom's quick actions and the child's resiliency. U.S. Department of Ag, Wildlife Services work to trap and lethally remove any river otters from the marina.
Oh,
They sent in James Bond river beavers because they have licenses to kill. One river otter, not to be confused with river beaver.
what's your name anyway? Octobeaver.
Beaver. James Beaver. One river otter. Oh, there's a whole really bad series of. Never mind. One river otter was trapped where the attack happened and transported to the Washington Animal Disease Diagnostic Lab, and I really never knew there was one, to be evaluated and tested for rabies. River otters are relatively common throughout Washington. Mostly they like all the freebies, and can be found in fresh, brackish, or saltwater habitats. Well, that narrows it down. They can be found anywhere there's water. Probably not your tub.
Hopefully not.
The news release warned, although encounters with river otters are rare, they can be very territorial. Let's just say if you enter their property, they don't care about domain. They have
They're Texans at heart.
Yes, there you are. There have been 6 documented human river otter incidents.
A human river otter?
That sounds like a bad Marvel superhero, doesn't it?
That's like a forehead VCR.
What's your skill? I turn into a river otter.
And I drag tiny children into the marina.
Get out. The villains are 2 blocks down.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Washington State in the last decade, according to wildlife officials. Last year, for instance, 3 women were attacked by an otter while inner tubing down the Jefferson River.
I'm PMS woman. I work 1 week a month. Got a problem with that?
Not even a little one. All 3 women received treatment for their injuries. One of the women had more serious cuts, was flown to a hospital via the helicopter. Great. Now there's one more thing to worry about.
River otters.
So last night, my sister-in-law actually called us.
Oh, nice.
And she was talking with her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And Robin looks at me, my lovely wife, and says, "Could you mute the TV, please?" Sure. Hit the old mute button. She looks like she's concentrating on something. Michelle had called. They live near a small 9-hole golf course.
Okay.
And it's fall.
The leaves are falling.
And the elk are horny. Michelle said, as Michelle's talking, "Yeah, I'm just sitting on my deck enjoying the grunts of the male elk." Really? Oh, yeah. Well, do they stop later? Oh, no.
No,
Day and night.
This is the rut.
I can understand why these elks lose a lot of weight. So she goes and gets her headphones and puts them on and goes, "Wow.
Elk horn.
I can't hear them well, but yep, they're making noise out back." This is the same woman that sends me river otter murders. So what do you do?
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.